Hello and welcome to Spatial I/O and the virtual film company. This is our studio on Spatial I/O. We have a studio here and we have a studio in VR chat, which we are continuing to improve. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about the big news, the big AI news that has happened over the last couple of days with OpenAI and Google back-to-back announcements. Very, very exciting stuff. And I'm going to leave it up to Chris to give us the news of the day and introduce the topic. Over to you, Chris.
Well, a lot of big companies had to show us big new AI models and whatever. And well, but we had also some other AI news in the last 2 weeks, and we didn't cover them. So shortly, we should also talk about them. So we talked about AI music several times. We talked about Suno, Udio, and this amazing quality that is getting out of those systems, those AI models today. Complete songs, and they sound like a big orchestra or whatever. It's incredible. And now, well, there is a new player on the horizon. And that player is probably known to quite of some people because that player is Elevenlabs. Elevenlabs is a company that is doing voice cloning quite for 2 years at least, I think, and they are probably the best. And now they said, like, voice cloning, yeah, we can do that, but we can also make music. But let's just listen to some seconds of that music.
We were having fun, programming young, dreaming that one day we'd make it work. Lines of code we'd write all night, hoping that one day we'd get it right. Can we teach the machine to sing? Can we teach the machine to dream? And then, ooh, it started to sing. No, this can't be real. It's just a machine, but the melody, ooh, it's all too real. And those words, they make me feel.
Ha ha ha, those lyrics are awesome.
Oh, they are, definitely.
Lines of code. It sounded like Tom Petty almost, a very similar voice and style, the way he sang. And it's impressive.
Definitely. I mean, this is probably one of the best songs I've ever heard. I have to say that Udio did also very good music pieces already, and also Suno and all the other services. This one sounds really, really quite perfect in a way. I guess for music making, well, a lot of things will change. People will be able to have their own bands at home, and they can sing about whatever they experienced in the whole day. And you can send
Yep.
the songs to your grandma and say, "Here's the song of my day today," or whatever. It's incredible. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
really amazing. Yeah, as you said, Elevenlabs has a really good reputation, and they've been in discussions with other companies like Sora, for example, with their video release, and Adobe and others for lip syncing. So one can not only create video, but video that speaks, which will be amazing too. And, of course, now video of someone singing a song.
So the next one basically is going to our big friends, let's say, from Google. Yesterday we had the Google I/O. that is a big happening, let's say a Google happening for developers and Google customers in the end. And Google is showing the newest of the newest services. And in this case, they showed a lot of AI. And when they show AI, it's basically about their premium models. And that's Gemini. So there is a big update for Google Gemini. A lot of services, and we could almost say that Gemini will be in everything that Google does. You will find it in any kind of service. Gemini will be implemented, and there will be agents called Astra. There will be free open source models like Gemma 2, PolyGemma. There will be music generation and music FX and a new image generator. So almost everything was overhauled.
Well, that reminds me, Chris, that one of the things that they did at the end, and I could have sworn that they mentioned it more than 120 times, but they counted how many times they mentioned AI during the whole presentation, and apparently it was 100. So. But yes, it was definitely a lot to take in. It was Google basically, announcing to the world that they are the first mobile operating system, Android, that is going to incorporate an LLM into the design of the OS to the point that one is not going to require connectivity for it to run. And that's a pretty amazing thing to me. I mean, of course, we have to see all of this, come to fruition first, but it is there in terms of, I downloaded the latest copy of Android Studio, for instance, and it now has the hooks into Gemini that you can add. So things are moving very, very quickly. To me, probably the most exciting thing was the announcement of Gems, which is very similar to what OpenAI is doing with their GPTs. And so right now, I'm actually building some gems for Gemini. Yeah, more, yeah.
But should we now change your name to Johnny Gems?
Oh, maybe that's a unique name, right? Johnny Gems,
goodness.
right? Johnny Gems could work, basically. I mean, Johnny GPT is a problematic name. Johnny Gems would work. Yeah, but I mean, I thought exactly the same. Oh, yeah, the same route. Like, yeah, sure, they want the engagement. People should be able to have their own agent, and the agent has a certain purpose. So tell the model what it should do, what it shouldn't do, how to behave, and so on and so on. And you have your own gem.
Well, I think the interesting thing to me is that, Google has put together this IDE, the Google AI Studio, which is a web-based application that you can use to create these gems and then extract the code from your creation and pass it to an API. But Google has provided these tools. They haven't said anything about a store for these gems. OpenAI is very inclusive, that you just do everything in GPT chat, and you don't go, to another development environment to do it unless you're working with the API. So, there's similarities and differences.
Definitely. And we will see who will get more out of it in the end. And if you as a user or as a creator get more out of it, because at the moment you don't get too much out of GPTs, don't you?
No, but the interesting thing that has started to happen is that since OpenAI released, the paid version, so to speak, to everyone, which includes the GPT store, a lot of interest has been shown. I mean, all of a sudden I'm seeing these GPTs that I created that, looked like they'd never seen the light of day in terms of the number of users. All of a sudden, the number of users is surging. So some people obviously have access. The other thing I've been hearing, particularly about OpenAI, is that, as OpenAI said, it's going to be a slow rollout, and so many people have been complaining that they don't have access yet. But
I think
like
that
a lot of people do.
I think the slow rollout is very interesting when you even put that in AI at all, because everything is moving so quickly to where what is slow, right? We see like things just they seem to put it out whenever they want to put it out, or they, you know, they're just shooting from the hip. You know, it seems like it moves faster than slow.
We will see. We will see. But one thing is for me a news item. We are the virtual film company. We're always talking about filmmaking and stuff. That was really, really interesting. And that was basically the announcement of the new video creation model called VO, if I was correct in this case, right?
Yes, yes.
And VO, the
Amazing.
image video generation model. Yeah, well, it looks like it might be another competitor for our friends of OpenAI Sora, or the Chinese company that released video. So there are some very short clips that we can shortly see on the website, basically. So, well, I'm just turning around the camera for a short amount of time here to show.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing
So
stuff.
there are very cool images in there. And well, the big question now is that better than Sora? Is it Sora quality? Yes or no? It's hard to say, but it looks really, really good. I would definitely try. Here's the sign up button. So everyone who wants to try to get hands on that model can sign up there for the service called VideoFX. Is that correct? I think so, right?
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
So
you
Google
become
VideoFX.
a trusted Google tester, I think they call it.
Ooh.
Trusted Google
I
something.
always want to be that. No, but that's quite interesting news. And now with the next short item about video, in this case, when we go forward, well, there was another new Sora video released called Deflated. And we can have a short peek into that one as well, just to see.
Yeah, it really seems like they're trying to make a movie for this thing. I feel like this is their drum up to get financing for a feature.
Yeah, well, we don't have to run the sound here. It's basically this story of the guy with the balloon hat. And it is made like a little documentary or report about his life and how hard his life is having this balloon hat. Sure, it's not nice. Well, I could imagine a better life than that. But anyways, so yeah, this is the second film by Shy Kids. And well, it's as well done as the first one. So we can see that, yeah, filmmaking or making episodes, series or whatever, it is definitely possible. It is possible in quite a short amount of time, because I don't think that's much more than 6 weeks in between the first release of the first video with the balloon hat guy and the second one here. So in this case, well, it's handleable.
No, it's going to be interesting too. With, you know, people have been accusing, and this is still going on, OpenAI for scraping YouTube, and you know, Google owns YouTube, and so has the rights to, you know, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows this. If you post something to YouTube, you're basically assigning the rights to Google. So Google has this massive library of video, and so
yes.
you know, I mean, it's like Adobe, right? Adobe is also coming out with a video product, and both Google and Adobe have content, and that's something that OpenAI doesn't have. And I think that's a big differentiator, that OpenAI has to source the
Huge.
content from somewhere else, while Google, man, I've as a Google guide, level 8, 9, whatever I am, I've submitted thousands of images and I've had millions of views on my images, all for free. My donation to Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same with the YouTube. I remember when I signed that crazy license agreement where it's like, oh, they own everything and haven't gotten paid anything and have thousands, done over 1,000 videos there. And it goes back to these big corporations, just how are they supporting artists? And, that's just has me shake my head. And I don't want to take away from, what's going on here. We're watching this video about the balloon person. But no, that was a very powerful statement, John, because it's like, what is going to happen? They own all of the stuff. Can these owners, after we've put it up there, could we delete our content and then they don't own it anymore? Or have you now given them ownership of all of your stuff? Because, these are the kind of questions that, nobody's really asking YouTube. And YouTube doesn't want anybody to ask it because they want people to keep giving them all this free content. It's a very interesting time that we're in, but watching this video, again, it had me, how much are they filming it? Are they putting a balloon in front of somebody's face and then doing some Photoshop stuff? I mean, I don't know. I think that this balloon idea is, it's an interesting one, but it does make me wonder what was shot and then what was actually just created from Sora. But that's my take. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. So, Chris, anything else for us?
Yeah, basically, maybe the biggest topic in this week in comparison to Google, that is the news about, well, what is the future of AI models, basically. And I would say, I would put it like that. The future of AI is omni somehow, because our friends from OpenAI just announced a new model, and that is an omni model, and it's called GPT4-o for omni. So big question, what is an omni model? Well, we had multi-models, so basically one or two or three models talking to each other and getting to results. And now, it was one model for vision, next for generating text, and another one for making music or images or whatever. And now the omni model is one model that can do all of that. So it's faster, it's more agile, and whatever. It has a lot of possibilities. And this new model was announced just one day before Google had its announcement. So GPT-4o is out, and it is available to anyone. Even if you don't pay, you can use it. I tried it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, just giving people access, and on the Omni thing, that's been a joke, and I personally think that was a marketing blunder, or maybe the fact that it's become a joke makes it not a marketing blunder. I don't know, but the big thing is, what does the O stand for? Not what it really stands for. Encouraging people to be creative, and when you look at it, I personally avoid using O's or zeros in most things because they are difficult to differentiate, particularly if you're using caps. And so, I find it better to avoid it. Obviously not in, spelling words, I use it there, but you look at it and you would wonder, like, is this GPT-4-o? And wasn't I on 4.5 before? And what's going on here? And I bet you most people have no clue that it's GPT Omni or 4 Omni.
Yeah,
it's kind of nuts. Yeah.
For sure. The big point for me, and I say that all the time, I'm using a lot of open source software and so on. And I was really happy to hear that it's now getting to all the people. I do have an OpenAI account. I'm not paying for the subscription, so I just could use GPT 3.5. Now I can use GPT-4o. When I logged in yesterday, it asked me directly, do you want to test the new model? And I said, I bet that I want that, definitely, yes. And it was able to create images for me. But that was a funny thing. I told it, hey, make an image of a cat for me. It did not generate the image. It searched for an image and showed me that image. That was just a link. It was not an image generation. It was image search in this case. But it analyzed an image for me. I gave it an image and asked it, is this image funny or not? And it gave a very, very good analysis of the content. What was very fast and without paying a dime. So guys, if you can do something with it, make your account at ChatGPT and use GPT-4o.
One of the things I found interesting, and I think this applies to all models, whether they're image generation, video generation, or whatever. Every time they update the model, it basically breaks everything that one knew how to do previously, or put it maybe a little bit of a different way, that the results are noticeably different with this GPT 4.omni than they were with 4.5. And obviously I think I can switch back to 4.5, but I'm noticing that the images are different, the text, the personality behind the LLM, so to speak, is different.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'll have to say is that the resolution that Google is putting out on their image generator, even though they still refuse to do pictures of people, and that is a hindrance, is better than OpenAI. So OpenAI needs to work on that, bump the resolution up a little bit. Good.
Right. I mean, we saw quite some interesting demos from GPT-4o, and they had a lot of chatting with the model. It was a lot about how emotional does this model react and how natural it sounds, for example. People were amazed by that. I think that is an achievement somehow, but on the other hand, what I was really stunned, I really, really loved one video that they put it out, and that is a video of a blind person using an iPhone as his eyes, basically, and sending the video, the live stream, basically, to GPT-4o and asking, for example, the person was in London, if the king is in residence, if the flag is up, and ChatGPT responded and said, yes, the flag is up, or is a taxi passing by, can I hail for the taxi, or whatever. That is amazing, especially the speed, if that video is correct, and ChatGPT really can do that. This is a game changer for me.
Yeah, it's, we're going to have to see. I mean, as I said, after the announcement, I tried it, and I guess I got a glitch where I got a male voice telling me that it was gender neutral and couldn't be a female voice. And last night it reverted back to the female voice, but it's still not working as advertised. And as I say, they're rolling it out slowly. So right now you can speak to the GPT, but you can't interrupt it. You can't tell it to change the cadence of the voice, for instance. I did notice, however, that it goes on and on and on. And I haven't measured the character count, but man, there's a big difference in terms of 4.5 and this 4.omni version in terms of the number of tokens that it can process. And again, I should check what that is, but normally or previously with GPT, it had this limit, came to a stop, and one could sometimes fool it by saying continue, But now, man, it just, I mean, I just left it, went downstairs and did something because it was, just continuing to churn out the document that I'd asked it to produce. Good.
Yeah.
So, Chris, where are we at?
Right. Yeah. Basically, that was all the main topics now that we should cover. And I think a lot of things, all these new models now are really new. A lot of stuff is there. Some open source models also from Google, and GPT4-o is obviously available to a lot of people. We will probably talk about what's possible, how to use that for filmmaking. I think there's a lot of stuff we can use it for in the end. And yeah, I'm thrilled. I really want to get hands on and see how people use it, right? So yeah, I think that's the main news, and that's the main topics we had to cover.
Perfect. Eric, closing comments?
I mean, I'm just blown away with seeing how fast things are moving and what these capabilities are to do, and being in it and seeing everything happening, like how on the pulse you both are. It's inspiring. And then I talked to some people who still aren't even into the GPT chat, or they got no interest in it and whatnot. And I just, hearing people that have zero interest in what is happening with technology right now, to me is alarming and shocking, because it's moving so fast. And, I know we've said people are going to feel left behind, but I mean, I know things moving slow, but sometimes I feel like I'm having trouble treading water with all of this stuff, because it is so quick. It is so fast. And I guess I see with people with tech, it's never moves fast enough. That's the biggest thing that I've learned since coming into the metaverse is no matter how good things are, the tech people always want it better. They want it faster. They want it more efficient. And that's why it's moving so quickly, is because those are the people leading the pack. And I'm impressed.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you, Eric. And this is the Virtual Film Company. We're here every 2 weeks in Spatial. If you want to check out more of our broadcasts, please visit YouTube at Virtual Film Company. We're also on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I hope everyone has an excellent day and a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.